There's nothing sexy about B2B marketing. Let's talk about it. Most people think B2B sales is about coming across professional and using big long words, or showing up randomly at people's offices in a suit, pitching your services to them. But the truth is, it's about understanding the journey your prospective buyer is already on and showing up at the right point. Let's talk about it more. My name is Sayo Babatunde. I am the founder of Ken Blu. We work with service-based businesses across the UK and Europe, and I know firsthand what it feels like trying to grow something that matters while juggling 20 other things. Kids, your team, your clients, deliveries. It's all a lot. And then someone like me comes and says, you still need to focus on marketing too. So today I want to talk to you about B2B marketing and sales. That's because I know for many of us, it's where we're lacking, but the most potential growth is. But business to business sales specifically can feel like walking into a party where everyone already knows each other, and you're just trying not to look awkward standing by the snacks table with the drinks. For most of us, we feel like the B2B strategies we're using are not working. For some of us, we're not using any strategies at all, we're just winging it. But the thing is, effective marketing is very rarely sexy. It often feels boring, but the truth is, you're just being lazy with it. Now, I want to show you how to make B2B marketing work in a way that fits your business, your energy, and your goals. Using our growth blueprint, we build businesses that don't just survive, they grow and scale without our clients burning out. When it comes to marketing, we're kings at it. So we want to talk about how you can grow using our sell phase. Within our growth blueprint, we encourage our clients to deliver effectively, sell more, and then build infrastructure. That's how they grow. Today's particular topic focuses on the sell more aspect, which we split into 3 areas that I'm going to break down in conjunction with business to business marketing. So we have building authority, we have lead generation, and we have your funnel, which includes your closing process. Let's begin with building authority as our first point. Unlike most business to consumer scenarios, if you're trying to sell to decision makers, that could be business owners, HR managers, directors, you can't just slide in like a stranger and expect a warm welcome. Most people are just too busy to really give you the time of day. So you've got to be visible and, more importantly, credible. Let me tell you something honest. I had a client once, a brilliant guy. Brilliant service, but he refused to post online because he didn't want to come across too salesy. Very popular argument. 6 months later, we realized he missed out on 3 opportunities, and 2 of the buyers told us it was because they didn't know he was doing it anymore. Visibility isn't vanity. I know how it feels to be on Instagram, TikTok, and posting constantly. It feels like I just want to be seen. Look at me, look at me. I get it. But visibility isn't vanity. It's literally your credibility in motion, building your credibility post by post. Alongside social media and things like that, here's what works to build credibility. Number 1, webinars. These are overdone for most people, but they can be real game changers when they're done right. Don't just throw a title out there and hope people show up. Plan it like a proper event. Warm your audience in advance. Use it to share new insights. Don't just make it another sales pitch. That's what so many people are doing now. Then, and this is where most of us flop the most, follow up. The gold and the real work is always in the follow-up. Next thing we can use to build authority is ebooks and guides. Weirdly enough, people seem to respect authors and people who have written things in a particular industry. It's just part of how it goes in the human mind. Think about the questions your best clients ask all the time and just put the answers into a guide. Make it look good, make it easy to consume, then offer it as a value exchange. This free download for your email. If you do it well, now you've got loads of leads who already trust you because they've downloaded your ebook. Of course, key thing here, most people download and don't open, but still, the fact that they believed that you might have something of value to them automatically builds your credibility in that person's eyes. Next is podcasts. You don't have to launch your own, although I do encourage you to launch your own, but you can find niche ones that cater to your audience, places where your audience already hang out, people your audience already listens to, and pitch yourself as a guest. Sometimes it's free, sometimes it may cost. All depends on your budget and availability. When you go there, bring real insights, not just fluff. Have a set message that you take to every single podcast you go to. When you speak like you would in a client session. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Be honest, grounded, and to the point. Once you've had the opportunity to speak at podcasts, you start getting the next thing, which is speaking engagements. Another great way to build authority. Most people wait for the big stage. That's the problem. But if you can get in front of 10 people and still make an impact, it's still very valuable at building your credibility. If no one wants to book you for a speaking engagement, put on your own event. Find some of the free venues that are out there, or find a low paying venue, put a flyer together, put a great concept, and put your events out there. This all builds credibility. Go to business breakfasts, industry panel events, webinars hosted by other service providers. These are fantastic places to show thought leadership without needing to have to do your own TED Talk. Another element that's very important when we talk about building authority and community, this is more the community piece, but it's community engagement. Get out from your ivory tower or your lab where you're working on the fantastic things you have in your mind and get into the trenches with the people, with the audience that you care about, with the people with the problems you're trying to solve. Get out there with them. Comment on posts. Get involved in conversation. Ask questions in Facebook groups, Instagram posts. DM somebody after they've posted something meaningful. Not to pitch, just to connect, because that's how these healthy and profitable relationships begin. The aim here is to be recognizable. When your potential customer sees your name, it should feel familiar, and we want them to see you and say, yeah, they know exactly what they're talking about. There's a concept I talk about often called stack marketing, and when I talk about this, your building authority and your lead gen need to be done back to back, so they're stacked on top of each other. That's the best way to be able to get the most out of your B2B marketing. Now let's talk about the lead gen. This is the bit where everyone either disappears or panics. Everyone hates it, but it's one of the most important elements of building your business. But let me say this now. When it comes to lead gen, you don't need to do everything, but you need to do something well and consistently. So here are some practical business to business lead gen strategies that genuinely work if you commit to them. And a lot of these are not new, but I have to emphasize that they work if you commit to them. The first is a classic, and it's very, very good specifically for B2B business. That's cold email. I know you've heard it, but it's a lie. Cold email isn't dead. Default, generic, we didn't think about it type emails are a thing of the past, but they're still painfully common. But that's what makes people believe email marketing isn't working, because they're doing it badly and poorly. So find the niche if you haven't found one already. Speak to that niche with your email. One offer, one message, and it must focus on providing value. Some people say keep it short, some people say make it long. It works both ways for us when we've tried it, but sometimes as long as there's value in there, you don't have to make it too long. It could be something very valuable that you're offering them, that's easy for them to get, and that's very straightforward for them to engage with. So you don't even have to have an email that's more than 100 words. There are so many things to be said about cold email, and I could do a video on just cold email on its own. But some quick tips is use the name in the email. You need to make it feel as much as possible that the email was for them and them alone. Reference something that you know they're working on, or a challenge that you think they might be facing. The challenge, make sure you don't assume, and you look at their content, look at the website, and make it very clear that it is a challenge that they're facing. Otherwise, you're just going to offend someone. One of the key things I say is end with something soft. Don't say book a call. It's played out, it's generic, the call to action is too strong. Say something gentle like, is this something that you're interested in exploring? Let me know if you're interested. Something simple, something that requires a more human response. Next point is follow up 3 to 5 times. Don't send that one email, get lots of rejections or people ignoring you and give up. Send 3 to 5 emails to the same group of people. People are busy, people miss things. Sometimes it goes into spam, so you have to keep trying sometimes. And pestering isn't really pestering if you're truly adding value. Next great strategy to use, a classic that everybody hates, even me, cold calling. I know it sounds terrifying, but trust me, it still works. You might have to do a bit more calls, but it's still very effective if you use cold calling. Cold calling shouldn't be a phone call with a sales pitch. I get these calls all the time. Hi, I'm calling from free. I wanted to know if you wanted to upgrade your... Like, where have you come out of nowhere? I don't even know if you're really calling from free. I always just say, you know what, I don't have time for this, and let them go, because they came at me with a sales pitch from the get-go. Make it friendly. Start with a list of people who already know you. Maybe they already follow you. People who follow you on Instagram or LinkedIn, go to the websites, grab their numbers. Or maybe people who have downloaded some of your stuff in the past, or contacts you've met briefly at an event, or even better, but scarier, people who have ghosted you in the past. The key here is to try and call people who you've had some form of contact with initially, but you haven't had an opportunity to speak to them properly. Once you've gone through that list, you can look for people who you've never met before or spoken to before. But still, I'd recommend you send an email out before you even start making your cold calls. Just so there's a reference to say, hey, I sent you an email. Did you have a look at it? So on and so forth. Make it friendly. Make it as though you're just checking in. No pressure, no stress. Ask questions, show curiosity. Listen more than you talk. And aim to keep it under 5 minutes. Even say that to them. Can I have a few minutes of your time? Only go longer and deeper if they request you to do so. This isn't about pitching or selling. It's about connecting or reconnecting. The calls that turn into business for me and lots of my clients don't often feel like sales calls. They just feel like a cool way I was giving value or just helping. The next strategy is one of my favorites. It's direct to DM messaging. Instagram, LinkedIn, even TikTok, direct messaging, again, still works when it's done right. Similar to email marketing, never open with a heavy pitch. Take it easy, keep it light, keep it friendly, but ask them to respond. Before you even message people, start by engaging. For God's sake, follow them first. We still make that mistake sometimes. Follow them first, comment on their post, react to a story, like something they've posted. Don't just go to the page and like everything and send them a message. Take some time with it. Be genuine with it. Then send them a message that connects them in a real way. If your cold messages sound like a robot on LinkedIn, you will be ignored. And sorry to say, you deserve to be ignored. For example, follow them, look at the content, and maybe send a message like, I saw your post about team burnout, and it was really good. I've worked with a few agencies going through the exact same thing. If you ever want to swap notes, I'm happy to share what helped. You're approaching them with a no obligation, no pressure, no stress, free opportunity to get support and advice. A lot of people, if they see that and you connected with the right post, will respond to you very positively. Keep it simple, keep it real, because it opens the door for something deeper. Number 4, B2B strategy. Overlooked and underrated. Networking. Nothing beats meeting somebody face to face and connecting with them. Not all networking is created equal though. Choose your rooms wisely. Be in the right rooms. Don't always go to everything. Go to where it's most likely people or similar people to who you're looking for are. Again, it's not about pitching your services at a networking event. Don't try to impress, try to connect. And from that connection, get appointments booked. When you meet someone at a networking event, don't focus on talking to them and getting to know all the information about them in that networking event. Speak to them, gauge their interest in talking to you, and book an appointment to follow up the conversation. That's one of the best ways to get clients through networking. If you're trying to find a way to gauge whether a client's interested, ask them, what kind of stuff are you focusing on now? Another great question is, what kind of support are you finding helpful lately? They'll either tell you they're not really getting any support, which will make you step in and be able to connect with them, or they will answer and tell you what kind of support is helping them, at which point you can see how you can tailor what you do to suit their needs as well. And the big one is follow up. This is why I say the appointment setting is important. You need to make sure when you meet somebody, you follow up as soon as possible in the healthiest way possible too. Don't be a stalker. Short message, a note of appreciation, even before that booked appointment happens. This alone has landed us lots of clients and contracts that we never expected. And in all honesty, it's done the same for a lot of our clients too. And finally, we've done building authority, we've done the lead gen, is the funnel. When it comes to B2B, you have to make sure you've done a funnel right for your marketing to be effective. With a funnel, it's important that you have a way to catch and guide interest. Think of it like this. Number 1, someone sees your post or hears you on a podcast. Step 2, they download your guide or join your webinar or whatever the case may be. Maybe they join your community. Step 3, they start getting nurturing emails from you. They start seeing your posts pop up on social media because they begun to follow you. Step 4, they book a discovery call. Step 5, the call goes well and you send a tailored proposal and close the deal. Each step builds trust. Each step is another opportunity for you to stand out, not with flash, but with clarity and more importantly, care. It's not difficult to do, but you have to do it with a source. And I feel so many of you are sourceless. Your job is to make a smooth path. The job of your funnel is to make the process smooth, structured, and also scalable. Use automations to help you, but don't lose your human touch. Use templates, but always try to personalize. If you've gotten this far, I want you to hear this. You're not really falling behind. You're just not being consistent. And you're not stacking the marketing strategies on top of each other because they all connect with each other. Main thing is, marketing and sales for business to business relationships and businesses is all about trust. It's about showing up before they need you. It's about showing that you really care. It's about showing that you're really reliable so that when they realize they need the help or when they do need the help, you're already in the frame. You don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to sound corporate. You just need to show up as a pro. That's the work. That's the game. And if you do that consistently, build authority, generate leads, perfect your funnel, you'd stop worrying about how to get clients and start focusing on how to serve them better. Again, I'm Sayo from Ken Blu. If you enjoyed this video, please share it. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm building my business just like you are, day by day, with family in one hand and my vision in the other. You've got this. Let's grow.